Hello, welcome to today's video solving systems using elimination. And in the first video, part one, we're going to use elimination with multiplication and addition to find our solution. So we're looking for, as our solution, we're going to look for an ordered pair of x comma y. The first thing we need to do to start here is to pick a variable that we want to cancel. And so since here I have two variables that are opposite of each other, I'm going to solve for y first. So that's our thing we're going to look for. We're going to solve for y. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both equations to get them to 30. So I need to get my y's to 30 because that will cause them to cancel. So I'm going to multiply the top by 5 and multiply the bottom by 6. That'll give me negative 5x plus 30y, negative 25x plus 30y equals negative 14. And on the bottom I'll have negative 18x minus 30y forgot to multiply this. 5 times negative 14 is negative 70. And then 6 times negative 17 is going to be negative 102. Now that I've got offsetting y values, I'm going to add my equations together. What this does for me is it cancels out my y values. So then I have negative 18 plus negative 25 gives me negative 43x equals, and then when I add these together, they're both, one's negative, one positive, so I'm going to subtract 102 from 70, and I'm going to get negative 32. Mistake I made here. This is going to actually, I need to re-add these. This is negative 70 plus negative 102, so it's going to be negative 172. Now I can solve for x. I've got negative 43. X is going to be negative 4. And I misspoke earlier. What we're going to actually do up here is we're going to cancel y. That's what we're actually doing. We want to cancel y. So we're solving for x. So now that I know that x is 104, I'm going to use my variable to solve the rest of the equations. So I've got one variable equal to a value, so I need to solve for the other. And this is actually x equals positive 4. Negative divided by negative gives me positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and substitute positive 4 into one of the equations. So just pick one. And for this I'm going to pick the first equation here. I'm going to say negative 5 times 4 plus 6y equals negative 14. So that gives me 20 plus 6y equals negative 14. I'm going to, negative 20, excuse me, so I'm going to add 20 to both sides. So 6y equals negative 6. Divide by 6, and that means that y equals negative 1. And so my solution is going to be an ordered pair for negative 1. Let's go look at another example. In letter A, it says solve the following system of equations. I have 3x plus 8y equals negative 1, and 5x minus 6y equals negative 21. Here my y values again are opposite of each other, so I'm going to cancel the opposites, so I'm going to cancel the y value. And in order to cancel the y value, I need to multiply to get both of these to 24. So I'm going to use 24 somehow. I need to get 8 to 24, so multiply both the top equation by 3. I need to get negative 6 to negative 24, multiply that equation by 4. When I multiply these, I get 3 times 3 is 9x plus 24y equals negative 3. I get 20x minus 24y equals negative 84. I'm going to add them together now, and that gives me 29x equals negative 89. Excuse me, 87. I'm going to divide both sides by 29. And x will give me 3. Actually, negative 3. I'm going to take my negative 3, I'm going to plug it back into one of my equations. It doesn't matter which one I use, it should work out the same. So for x to be negative 3, I'm just going to pick the top equation again. I'm going to say 3 times negative 3 plus 8y equals negative 1. Negative 9 plus 8y equals negative 1. Add 9 to both sides. 8y equals 8. So y equals 1. So my solution is negative 3, comma 1. Alright, so remember to pick your variable to cancel, multiply, add, solve it for one variable, substitute.